welcome back. We got this John Deere D130 here today. Customer brought it in and said that the deck needed welded, that they had broken a weld on the deck. One of the other guys pulled the deck off, got it all welded up and everything, and he went to put it back on and realized that there was a whole nother issue. Now this is very common when you hit something with one of these D-series tractors. They've all got this kind of mounting system up under the tank. I've done a video on it before and kind of questioned why they would make something like this. Well, now I'm going to show you how to replace that since we finally have one here. Go ahead and first off, please like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. Hit that bell if you want to be notified anytime we release a video. Now he got the deck started to put back on this. Got it all hooked up and everything ready to go after the welding. And then we see this. The deck's at the highest level right now, and it's still basically at the ground. If you look up in here, this bar where the support for the deck rests is not down in the hole where it should be. It should be sitting in this notch, and there should be a plastic piece over the top of it. If you look even closer, this plastic here is completely broken, and that's also for the tank support. Looks like another piece just broke off as I'm trying to take it out of here. You want to be careful when you're taking it out. You don't want it to break even further. This whole piece, that's what supports the deck and keeps it in the position it's supposed to be. This is your fuel gauge. It sits up under the fuel tank, and as the fuel is heavier, it pushes up and gives you a fuller gauge here on the window up front. This piece obviously is broken into a few different pieces. It's supposed to be, here's one of them that just kind of fell off. There's supposed to be a ton of different pieces with this, and it's all broken all to heck, probably when they hit whatever they did that ended up ripping the weld off of the deck. This thing is not difficult to replace. It's a pretty easy process. When you look at it up top, it looks a little bit more intimidating than what it actually is, as there's a big spring attached, a cross member, and all this is under spring tension as you're looking. But it is not difficult. Again, there's just a couple bolts that hold it on each side. These are 10mm bolts. We're gonna get those pulled off, and I'll show you how to replace this. The support bracket is up and out, and it's behind over here also, because again, it's under spring tension, so it's usually gonna be pulled towards the back. This is a 10mm bolt, just like on the other side. Once that's pulled out, that plastic is still kind of stuck up under there, so you may have to lift the deck just a hair to get it out from under. You can see that's all broken. It's just a piece of plastic that holds this all down in there. Don't worry about trying to get this back into the notch right this second. We'll do that towards the end. If you look here on the other side, it's the same type of bolt holding it on, but there's not a whole lot of room to get to that bolt straight up through. So I like to use just a ratcheting wrench to remove it. Makes it a little bit easier than trying to get a socket and stuff down in there, in my opinion. Don't get yourself locked in here now. You're going up and hit against something, but there's plenty of play to get everything out. You can always lift this bar up a little bit, because again, it's not being held down in by anything. As you're looking at this support bar, you do want to pay attention that none of the welds or anything are broken where the bar attaches to this other support bar coming out. If these welds are broken here or here, you will want to replace this entire bar before doing any of this. Otherwise, that's just going to break off here shortly. Got our other piece of plastic, our other bolt out. The easiest way I find to do the next part is I get a couple ratchet straps. I go ahead and hook them in. I'm just hooking it to there, and then at the front, at the bottom of the front axle. Gives us a perfect place to put a little bit of tension on that spring and get it in the spot we want it in. Get some tension on this side. You don't need a ton on both sides. We'll even that all up later, but start with one side and then you'll go to work the other side, and they'll both kind of come back into the notch. Got our ratchet strap around there on this side. So that's pretty well exactly where it should be. And I'm gonna bring that other side just a tiny bit further forward. Now we have everything lined up like it should be. It's back in the spot that it should be. All we have to do is get that keeper on there. Again, if we take a look, those ratchet straps are just going up underneath, kind of coming up underneath here just to pull it to the bottom, and then it's going to the front of the frame on either side. Now I've got it on the steering pieces here because they're a little bit lower. We wanted to pull that down a little bit also. You don't want to be pulling it up because it's not going to work against that spring as well. This is where the real trick work comes in. You've got to take your piece and kind of snake it through. It's got to go up underneath the spring here and kind of snake through so we can lock it in on these notches right above on either side. Now this plastic can be kind of manipulated a little bit, so you just kind of push down and pull up, and it will go down in there. It is difficult though. Oh, you know what? I think I got my other light here in the way of everything. Kind of holding me up a little bit. It sure is. Bend it up real good. Get it out of my way. Again, if you lift this back part up as high as it goes and just kind of push down on the little tab, it will pop right down in there. Now we've got that where it should be. The only other thing we need though is we need the front piece for the level of the fuel. This piece comes off just by moving it over and out. So that's the same way it's going to go on now that that's in there. So we're going to snake everything in and we're going to pull it all the way to the top. And we're also going to pull the other piece up so we have enough room to get these to line up. If we pull this up a little bit, this notch is going to line up okay. Otherwise, you don't have enough room. So let's snake this other piece through. Just kind of turn it so it gets everything lined up. And you want it on the back side to line up with the front, and that's where your gauge is. You have to lift the tank a little bit. It's a lot easier with the less fuel you have in it. Snake it through, and once you're down under the tank, that's where you're supposed to be. All right. There are two bolts that hold the springs on at the top. You want to take those off. And this is just so you can lift up a little bit on the frame to give you some more room to work with up underneath. Now that that's off, there's some real give here. Now it's not perfect give by any means, but it is some give. And what I have handy is just a couple 1-bys. Lift up each side and just put it right in between the frame here and the fender. Just gonna give you another inch or so to work with. Looks like we have a real good shot from the back where we can see what we're trying to do. Again, this piece is gonna go straight into there. You've got to kind of go above the tank, and you've got to angle all this. It's got to come up high enough in order for that to line up. Just about there, right at that spot. Now that it's lined up, we'll just pull it straight towards us. Now our piece is in there. Get our 2 bolts back in. Get our bolt on this side. Now all of this is in place exactly how it should be. When you're doing this, there are a couple different ways to do it. The first few times I did it, I kind of cammed everything up on the back and put the whole thing through as a whole from this side. I found that a little bit more difficult to snake through though. I didn't feel like that was as easy as putting it together afterwards. Either way, it's a little bit tricky, it's a little bit tight to get to, but it's a lot better in my opinion than taking the whole fender and everything off. That's a tough process. It's a lot more time consuming. This may be a little more tedious, but a lot easier. Now we can go ahead and take our straps off and we can put our top 2 bolts back in. Seat springs go right back in just the way that they came off as soon as we get our wood out of the way. It's just enough play, just enough room with these off of here that you can get that very easily. I like to start both of them first. Now as we come take a look, everything over here is perfect. It's exactly as it should be. It's locked into that notch, into that groove, like it should be. Our decks hooked up correctly. the hook part of the deck hanger always goes towards the back of the machine. That's the way it's supposed to go. I've seen a lot of people in different things put them opposite that. That's not right. And then in front, we've got our hanger bracket. It's all hooked up correctly. This can be bent pretty good. I've seen it bent quite a few times with the front. If this front hanger is bent, you may not be able to get it leveled. There's a couple nuts on the front in order to level the deck. Actually, it's only one on this. So there's one nut. You tighten that up in order to raise the front of the deck, and you loosen it in order for the front of the deck to go down. On the other side, our other hangers are all there. Washers installed exactly how they should be. And everything on this side is good. If you look at the fuel tank gauge, everything will be moving as you're lifting up on the fuel tank. And that's going to simulate more or less fuel. I didn't think it had a ton of fuel in it, but apparently it had quite a bit more than what I was thinking. This should always move up and down with the fuel tank. If you're going to look at the deck height, that'll be the next thing you do. You want to make sure that the deck height is still correct, especially if you've got a weld that's been done. The deck height is likely off. Now, the easy way to adjust that is each side's going to have a nut like this that's fully adjustable. You'll tighten this, go clockwise with it if you want to raise this side of the deck, and you'll go counterclockwise if you want to lower it. Again, there's one opposite on each side. And then the front one, where I just showed you to raise and lower the front of the deck. These are going to be 15mm nuts. Here we obviously need to raise the front quite a bit. Once you have the desired height, you're all good to go. From left to right as we measure, just under 3.5. The side's a little bit low still. Pretty well perfect. And then the front, you just want it about 1/8 of an inch or so lower than the back. It's still quite a bit lower. I'll raise it a little bit further. Now as we measure and look, we're pretty well perfect. Now that front up there, you can see it's just a tiny bit bent under. The deck is not all the way level going across. So that deck is going to be quite a ways lower in the front, even though in the back it's going to measure a little bit higher than what it should be. But that's because that deck's so bent out of whack at the front. Now that's not the quickest or easiest repair in the book, but again, it's really not that difficult versus what it looks. It looks really intimidating. It looks like you've got to take a bunch of stuff off and everything else. Do it the smart way. Do it the way we just did it, and you'll have it done in no time. Won't be any issue whatsoever. A couple ratchet straps, a few pieces of scrap wood, and you're all set and ready to go. Hopefully this helps somebody out, helps you get your fuel tank support taken care of. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and like and subscribe if you enjoy the content.